All right, folks. I really hope this is working. I really, really hope. All right. Can we see this? Can we see this, folks? Please. Please let this work. It's kind of hard to see chat. Get back. Okay. 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 All right. Hey guys. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic working? Is it laggy? Oh boy. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I'm literally in the basement right now, like right next to the router. Because I think before it was an intro, so. Okay. Let's just start with the timer. So at like 9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes. I hope you guys are still okay there because I feel like I've had a tumultuous half hour. So I will be back in like 9 minutes. I'm just gonna bring the rest of my stuff down and like take a breather. Okay, I will be back. Hey guys. Um. Uh, all I can say is, what can you do? Hey folks. Thanks for tuning in. Oh my gosh, I'm so cooked right now. Okay, so some context. So we had an earlier stream that started a little over an hour ago. It was going pretty well until my Wi-Fi decided to not work. And then we tried multiple times to get it restarted, and so basically it didn't work. So now I am sitting in my basement. I've moved my entire setup to the basement where the router is, and my internet should be very fast. So hopefully things work out this time. If it doesn't work out, if somebody could call me on Discord and if it's not working, if somebody can call me on Discord, because last time I saw some messages on Discord, but it was like I didn't have my notifications on because I'm streaming. So if somebody could call me on Discord if the stream ends, that would be amazing. Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh. I really hope things go well this time. Okay. Hey guys, it's ASE the Pair. How's it going? We were in the middle of watching game 1 of Invited versus AS, a very exciting game. I myself watched another 5 minutes without realizing the stream ended. So we're just gonna go ahead and play that back for all you folks. So yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get it set up. Here we go. I fast forwarded to the spots where we were, and here we go. You can see Prolay's about to take Spiridon's capital. Prolay's also sacked my internet too. So what can you do? There's no sound. Bear with me, folks. I am trying to figure out some things. Sound. Sound. Okay, maybe I have to restart the replay. Maybe I have to restart Resonate. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Thank you for being patient, everybody. Appreciate the patience. So, folks, for people who are kind of trickling in, the issue was my internet was. So now I'm going to try and get the resonations back up because the sound was. Here we go. Okay, I can hear sound again. Here we go. If you'll just bear with me a second, folks, I'm just gonna fast forward the replay to where we were. 1 second. Show you guys. We are currently fast forwarding through game number 1. So if you guys remember, let's do a quick recap. This is AS versus Invited. It's 3v3 in Great Sahara. AS chose to go to the center for a slightly delayed start, but seems like it's working. Basically, it was a very, very close game. I would say Invited have the slight edge in terms of library rares and the like, but AS, I think, have generally a more reasonable position. Prolay's got off to a really nice start with Com2 Despot, and on the bottom they doubled Red Bull City here. Yeah, so, oh, I see. Okay, so it looks like, now that I'm realizing it, Red Bull didn't start with any wood. He started with just 3, so he's gonna go for an early civ and take that. And that's why he was struggling by this quick start. So we're just gonna fast forward to the moment that that the stream crashed, ideally. So we're just gonna go along here. Now the audio's working. Hopefully everything's working. Some messages, but some here, if you guys remember, there was a nice raid from Duzzles causing some damage, killing a few citizens, slowing down Prolay's a bit. And basically, Sermon went Despot, as did Prolay's, and so they traded this city for, well, Spiridon's capital, which we will see in a moment. Colossus from Red Bull, and Hanging Gardens from Duzzles. Should be caught up very soon. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so let's jump back into the action. You can see here we've got Sermon and Spiridon both. They're doubling, fighting against Red Bull and Gorbakov. Gorbakov has many more units, but only bowmen who are getting picked up by the light horses of Sermon. And on the top side, Prolace is kind of snuck around, leaving Duzzles, who has like no units basically. I think he has like 3 archers maybe. In the dust. Spiridon does have militia, but he hasn't pulled them yet. And you're about to see here, this is a test of if I'm cursed or not. Will my internet die when this capital gets sacked? I think the stream's still out live? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Spiridon's gonna pull the militia just a moment too late. Gonna move his units back. If he pulled these earlier, he could have prevented much of the cap sack, I believe. Right, the city's taken back like almost immediately. And he's gonna go and fight. You can see Duzzles bringing down a few units. He doesn't have that many though. Attrition being researched for Spiridon. And Prolace is gonna put the pyramids on the backside of this. I'm gonna check on my phone if the stream's still live just to be sure. Okay, it does look like you know. It does look like we're still alive. Amazing. Yeah, hey everybody in the chat, how's it going? Okay, so there's lots of chaos happening here right now. Duzzle's bleeding units against Prolace's Bushy. Most of these Bushy are on low HP, but he's actually kept most of them alive, which is really good for him. And Duzzles is bleeding out units. Spiridon is taking his cap back. On the other side, Sermon is getting doubled once again. I mean, he has tons of these bowmen. These bowmen are extremely good, so he's gonna probably just back off for the moment. He's doing very well for himself. And this game is pretty close. I mean, obviously, I would say Invited have the lead right now because of that cap sack. And, you know, I think also Prolace has preserved most of his army, which is big for him. But, you know, I would say the game is close. Duzzle's going for science too there. You know, he has a pretty reasonable economy. His metal is not the best, but, you know, he's getting there. And Spiridon has gone back down. They're going to try and take the city once again. Sermon and Spiridon trying to take the city. If Spiridon's able to hold the city, it would be good for him, right? It helps with his eco, another +10. Because his economy is not doing that great. He lost a fair bit of militia in that defense. And Prolace has now moved up to the top. This is something that I mentioned earlier, but he's got most of his Bushy in here, like all of his units, and they don't heal in the Siege Factory. Duzzles does not have anything, but he is aging. He has like only a few units. He is aging, and he's going to go for this tower behind the city. He's the first one to age. Again, game neck and neck here. Looks like Sermon and Spiridon have once again formally taken the city again. Let's take a look at Red Bull's wood income. He has 9 wood. I mean, it's not terrible, but he's kind of struggling. There are some raids in the back here from Duzzles. He's gonna take out some miners, which is very nice. But he's in a lot of trouble in his city. He has to retreat from the front lines there. And he has a lot of units here. We can see Prolace has a lot of cavalry, and Duzzles has basically only archers. He has no hoplites whatsoever. And he is only 1 barrack, so he's in a bit of trouble here. Nice raids from Duzzles. Duzzles is gonna take out some civilians which were mining metal, and he has aged up now to medieval age, which may hold the city for a little bit, but honestly, Prolace has so many units here that it's unlikely that he can hold in anyways. Prolace is going to take out some merchants, in the meantime, some cataphracts. On the bottom side, we can see Spiridon's built up a second barracks here for production, and they're actually going to start pushing on that side against Gorbakov. Gorbakov's production is getting damaged. We can see Gorbakov and Red Bull are also aging. Spiridon's also aging. Sermon's still a little further away. He needs a bit more food and a tiny bit more knowledge. And on the top side, Prolace looks like he's gonna take the city. He's gonna take the city, and he's going to force a battle here. He has a fair bit many more units than Duzzles. Duzzles has like literally half the army size. Duzzles looks like in a lot of trouble. His economy has gone down significantly due to the fact that, you know, all of his city got taken. He's doing his best to kite backwards. These crossbowmen are extremely good at this. They're one of the best units in the game, just moving backwards to and kind of like trying to limit the damage. And has Proles overextended? His Monarch is out of craft, no more craft for Forced March, and now his Bushy are in danger of just getting picked off by these crossbowmen. So we'll have to see. He has some archers here. On the bottom side, if you take a look, Spiridon doesn't have many units at all. He's still recovering quite a bit, and he's going to lose all of these archers, I believe, to some knights and cataphracts with Force March. Delzo's going to try and reinforce on the side, take out a few archers of Gorbakov's before just trying to snipe down some knights. Yeah, Spiridon is going to lose all of these archers, unfortunately for him. The upgraded heavy cavalry. If you take a look at the top side, it looks like Delzos has in fact taken that city back against the numerically superior Proles. Didn't micro the cavalry well enough, I think, to really force the issue with these crossbowmen. Delzos' economy is definitely impacted. He did lose a couple citizens there. Everybody lost their peacock merchants. And Proles, you know, he's still doing very well for himself, almost ready to age. Take a look at the bottom side again. Sermon choosing to retreat because he is aging and he can heal up these units in a moment. This city is most likely going to be swapped back to Red Bull here. City of Harar being a site of many battles. If you look at the tech tree, it looks like in general, I would say Invited are slightly ahead. Proles has not aged yet, but that's just because he's missing the knowledge, and in fact, he clicks up on it now. Delzos is going to wisely put down a castle to defend himself, and there's some light raids going in the back here. Very nice raids from Delzos. He's super annoying with these units. We can see Sermon also raiding with a couple of cavalry. Really, really annoying to deal with if you're on the side of Proles. Sermon has aged. He's now researching all of the upgrades for his units, and I'm gonna go in and back of the stream still. Okay, amazing. Yeah, but this game looks really close. I mean, still, look at the scores. Even though AS is slightly leading, I think they're down because I think they have the slight disadvantage just because I think Spiridon has no units right now and he's still recovering from his economy. So they could make a push here for Red Bull and Gorbakov. But honestly, like, it's tricky, right? Like, if they actually do have the advantage right now because if they push to the right, Spiridon's gonna have a really hard time reinforcing. Whereas if they push up, same thing for Sermon. Gonna take out Spiridon's tower there, and Sermon's gonna get some value out of these units. Here we see Delzos with a nice little army raid here. He's burning in attrition, but he does have that commerce research. Still no AS users using this papyrus. Not really sure why. Maybe they're worried about it getting raided, but I mean, it is one of the best rares in the game. See, the British player is doing pretty well for himself. He's going to lose a brief fight over here, going to move backwards. Crossbowmen, in some respects, are a little bit better than these King's Longbowmen, just because they have the projectiles are more accurate. So it's not entirely clear which one is better, I think. And we see Spiridon is going to go for a desperate charge. He has no heavy cavalry, I believe, on the side of, or heavy infantry on the side of Red Bull. And yeah, it looks like Sermon is just going to slowly push forward. I'm not really sure if this is the best push against all these knights. He really needs more production. He needs another barracks, which he's thrown down, it looks like. Some very nice raids here from the back with Sermon using his knights, using some heavy cavalry to weaken the economy of Red Bull, the Colossus player. Let's look at the top side. Army raids here still from Delzos, who's taking advantage of the fact that I think Proles has stopped making units for the time being. Yeah. Has focused on teching up and getting his economy back together. And Delzos is going to have the upper hand here for the moment. Taking out some militia. There's no senator to bribe. He is burning in attrition, though, because there's no supply wagon. Here we see Sermon has finished military 3 going for tactics. Spiridon is upgrading his trebuchets, but he is going to lose some of his units there. And again, the game is neck and neck. Look at these scores. Delzos is going to lose, or sorry, Sermon's going to lose some production. He's going to make another stable in the back, doing knights. Looking at the top side, let's see. Looks like Proles was able to stave off the attack or stave off the army raid. If Delzos is able to get away with these units, I think that's a big win for him. They're all really low HP if he's able to garrison them, and it looks like he is. Looking at the bottom side once more, you see a fortress being thrown down by Red Bull. That's a nice play from him. His economy is doing very well despite losing his first city. I mean, look at this insane economy. He's at 74 population, very, very good for himself. Spiridon's gonna finish up military 3 soon, and Sermon has armor as well as Romans, Gorbakov. Gorbakov's economy is honestly not amazing. I think he might have gotten raided. It's a little hard to tell. Yeah, he is getting raided by Sermon's knights. Sermon being very annoying. This is very nice play from Sermon. And here we see a battle here between Red Bull and Spiridon's army. Neither of them have that many units, to be honest. It's a little hard to tell who win. I think because Spiridon has light cavalry and Red Bull has heavy cavalry. I think Red Bull's gonna win. Here, Duzzle's gonna go for another army raid. This time, I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. You see, Proles is wisely throwing down a fort in the back, and he's gonna start sieging at the city of Idab to pressure. And this is where you see Duzzle, he's wise. He's gonna throw up a siege factory. This is basically to say, Proles, okay, if you're gonna siege at the bottom, and if you ever move, I'm gonna take your city, which would really hurt Proles' economy. Spiridon's economy is doing very well, but looks like Sermon is losing the fight against Gorbakov. Here you can see Invited take a lead for probably the first time in the game, and say like a significant lead for probably the first time in the game. And Sermon's gonna back off. His economy's not doing that great. He's really relying on this wood for his wood income. If you just compare the economies, even despite all those raids Sermon was doing, he is struggling. He doesn't have much population. Lost a lot of civilians, it seems like. And is gonna go for rebuilding. Here we see some nice raids coming from Proles. And Sermon says, maybe I'm dead, I'm not sure. Here we see Duzzle's moving down. I'm not sure if this is enough units to defend himself. Duzzle's is closest to aging, I believe. He's almost at 3223, yep. And Sermon is not doing so hot. His economy is kind of in shambles, and the Romans player is doing very well for himself. This is a very nice army. Proles is going to make the attack on the city of Idab. There's a single tower here, one level of attrition and militia, obviously. And honestly, Spiridon could literally just go over right now towards that side. Or he can try and double, but I mean, given Red Bull still has units garrisoned. Yeah, this is a significant lead for Invited. They're starting to siege at London now. Sermon really needs to get units together. He's really struggling in the economy, and you can see here a fortress being thrown down in the back for castle being thrown down in the back for Gorbakov. A really massive Roman army here. He's still missing like science too. Like he still doesn't have quite the text that Sermon does, I believe. Oh no, Sermon very similar. Sermon has not deleted this Senate, so he might be in a bit of trouble. If he takes this, I think the game might be over. Sermon is in a lot of trouble. And Duzzle's army is able to kind of hold off Proles for the moment, but that's a lot of cavalry from Proles. Duzzle is moving in units. Proles, I think, is waiting for military 3 and getting armor. Yeah, I mean, a few units over here. Oh, big battle in the center here. Spiridon going for a charge. Maybe not the wisest against all of these heavy cavalry from Red Bull, and Red Bull is going to handily win that fight. Spiridon going to have to move back and retreat against all of these heavy cavalry. I mean, this position is really, really hard for AS. If they had held this city, it would be a different story. And Gorbakov is going to go for the death push. He's going to move forward. 2 towers down for Sermon. Does not have very many units at all. Desperately trying to hold off against the massive onslaught. And here we can force march from Gorbakov. Going to try and take the city of London. Will he take it? Looks like Sermon's holding on for now. I mean, he's probably going to lose a lot of units here. This is a massive Roman army again with armor. Heavy infantry are taking the most damage. Here we see militia pulled for Sermon. If Sermon was able to get a few cavalry in the back here, take out these crossbows, then it would be a different story. But on the other side, it looks like Proles has managed to take the city of Idab, and it looks like AS are about to lose this game. They're kind of losing on both fronts there. Massive Nubian army from Red Bull. All these towers are doing a lot of damage. I mean, it looks like Sermon is holding on for now. Multiple cavalry are taking heavy damage from all these towers and the like, and still these archers are doing good work. But I mean, Sermon's tower has gone down, and he's bleeding out right now. He has just 40 economy, no civilians in the question. Very few civilians in the question, and yeah, it looks like it's GG. It's going to be GG for AS very soon. This is a very close game. We can see here Spiridon going for a desperate push. Unfortunately for them, I mean, they were not able to hit that gunpowder age timing. They kind of lost too many skirmishes in the meantime and took too much economic damage in the middle. And despite some nice raids from Sermon and the like, he was unable to mount a defense, and they weren't able to hold this city of Harar, which was kind of like the crucial turning point. Will Gorbachev finally take this city? I'm not entirely sure. Over here, massive Nubian army. I mean, he's at 117 population compared to just the 71 of Spiridon. Spiridon kind of bleeding out units there. Let's take a look. What does Duzzles have? Duzzles is... he has a small army. I'm not really sure where all of his population is, to be honest. Still, this battle's going on. Sermon doing a great job holding out. All these crossbowmen are extremely low HP, and all of these cavalry are finally going to clean them up. This is a big victory for Sermon. Is he still dead? Probably, but he's able to hold on for quite a bit longer, I believe, with this, with pushing this attack away. Still, though, the more pressing issue is this massive army, and we see a gunpowder age being researched by Red Bull. Red Bull already has some slingers, so many knights. This is going to be a massive army. Can Spiridon hold against this? I have no idea. His economy is in shambles right now. Just 3 cities? Where's his other city? I don't know where those are cities. But he is getting cooked right now. Proles, let's see. Proles is not very close to aging. He still needs quite a bit of knowledge. He has a reasonably sized army. Let's see what Duzzles can do. Duzzles is the last hope for AS. They've got gunpowder age being researched. And if he can somehow come out of nowhere with a very, very large army, then maybe, but it's looking dire for AS fans here. Gorbachev rebuilding his army, and Red Bull taking advantage of the Apollo. He's at 127 population. I imagine as soon as he upgrades his army and walks it down, this game is going to be over. All right, Duzzles, it's up to you, my friend. You have all the techs. Invited clearly have the lead. They're up 1,200 points. Gorbachev once more gonna pressure the city of London, and all of these upgrades coming from Red Bull. If Duzzles can hold this, it would be a miracle for AS, but it's not looking so likely. Proles is healing up his units. Despot, obviously, you don't get the unit healing. And here we see the charge is coming for Red Bull. He's going to move his units forward, start sieging at the castle. Spiridon, very much struggling. Does he have a senate? No, he did not rebuild the senate. I guess he already gave away the cap sack, so it's not the end of the world. Gorbachev has remarshaled his entire army. Still, Sermon is really struggling on eco. Gorbachev's going to go for a push at the same time as Red Bull is. How many units does Duzzles have? He's researching monarchy right now. His economy is doing pretty well. And the capital is taken. Gorbachev's gonna take the city of London. This game looks over to me. I mean, even if Sermon can hold, Sermon has to pull a militia once again. And even with the militia pulled, he's still not gonna be able to hold the city. They're going to trade the city back and forth. Here we see Red Bull going to wait for monarchy. And does this mean Duzzles has enough time to make units? I don't think so. He only has 2 production here. Spiridon economy is in complete shambles. Sermon is able to hold on briefly, but I think this is going to be game over very soon. Here we see a desperate charge from Duzzles. Duzzles is going to try and take out all these crossbowmen. And here comes the charge from Red Bull. If this city gets taken, I think it is over. And Red Bull even going to add pain to injury. He's going to throw in a porcelain tower as well. Look at this massive army. I don't think AS have any way of dealing against this, especially given Spiridon's not quite H4 and not quite upgraded. And you see Duzzles supply as well as Spiridon supply. Their population is going down like crazy. And this is going to be game, I believe. Looks like Sermon was able to push away Gorbakov for the moment. But Gorbakov's economy is still doing well. Sermon's economy is in the dumps. And the city is taken by Red Bull. Red Bull, again, massive, massive Nubian army. And GG is called by Sermon. Yeah, this game is over. Wow, what an exciting game. I feel like, I mean, this was very close for a very long time. I think just a few moves different would have been would have shifted the control of the game. I think the key moment there was Spiridon getting his capital sacked. Also my internet going down, because you know when he did that, he lost much of his economy. He lost much of his momentum pushing here. If they were able to take and hold the city, then it would have been big. But Sermon had to retreat because Spiridon got attacked. Alrighty, wow, what a game. That's gonna be all for game number 1. I hope you folks had fun watching. We're gonna take a quick break between game number 1 and game number 2. Hope you guys will join me for game number 2 in a little bit. Alrighty, see you guys in about 10 minutes. Alrighty, folks. Welcome back. Hey, everyone. This is ASC the Pair. Hope you guys are doing well. We just saw a very exciting first game from Invited versus AS. This is a match that's been very anticipated because both these teams are seen as among one of the stronger teams in the tournament. So, really looking forward to game two. That game, it felt very close for a while. A few small mistakes from AS, as well as a few key movements from Invited were able to give them the advantage there. And overall, it was a fun game to watch. Thank you guys for staying with me as we as we deal with technical issues. Earlier, the part one of the stream got kind of cut off due to internet going down, and so now I've moved much closer. For those of you who missed the fun trivia I've got earlier, I moved down into the basement where I'm closer to the router. So now, hopefully, it should be no problem. All right, so now we're in game number 2. This is a game where AS can shoot what map they want. Without further ado, let's jump into it. I have the game pulled up here. All right, so welcome to game number 2 of AS versus Invited, AS Gladiators, that is. Let's take a look at the players. So same players, except for it looks like they've swapped out Red Bull and they added in Hugo. So Hugo is playing for Invited. Same members for AS. So AS, same thing. So let's look at the nations and their tiers as well as the map. So this is Amazon Rainforest, clearly. AS have chosen Amazon Rainforest. Why? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they prefer it. And here we've got the nations. The tier 2 player on AS is Duzzles, who's playing Americans. Tier 3 is Sermon, who's playing Greeks. And tier 4 is Spiridon, who's playing Chinese. On the other side, we've got Invited. Their tier 2 player is Proles, who's playing Americans. Tier 3 player is Gorbakov playing Indians. And tier 4 player is Hugo playing Maya. Alright, these are very interesting picks. I, for one, am definitely more of a fan of Invited's picks. I think Greeks are much better on a water map because they have a lot of that wealth income. Plus, their unique units are strong because they're quick. And on Amazon, on cavalry are not as good generally because it's really hard to move through all the rivers and the various terrains. Tight map, so you're not going to have as much opportunity. Still, we saw Sermon put in some really powerful work, really great work raiding with heavy cavalry last game, so maybe that's why he preferred. And then Chinese versus Maya. I think Maya in general are better than Chinese. I think Chinese have the benefit, obviously, of their science being cheaper, but I think also their unique units for various reasons. Look up posts online and ask, I think, Agent Z. Maybe a Mitch Lobby. I'm not entirely sure why the Chinese unique units are worse than their counterparts, but generally they are worse. The fire lances are quite good in medieval age, but once you get to gunpowder, arquebusiers are just straight up better for the moment. So overall, definitely more of a fan of Invited picks, but we'll have to see what AS have planned. If we look at the distribution of the map, it looks like just a very flat like line, if you will, for AS. So we've got the Americans player, AS Duzzles, here in the left corner. More in the center, Sermon, the green Greeks player. And right on the right side, we have Spiridon, the blue Chinese player. Across from him, we've got Gorbakov, the purple Indians player. Proles, the yellow Americans player in the center. And then tucked away in the corner, we've got Hugo, the orange Maya player. This is a pretty split map. I think I would give, let's see. I actually don't know how good fire lances are against elephants. I kind of think with this setup, AS has a slight advantage. Basically, like, you want your Americans player to be a little bit further back. But I mean, I would say it's probably similar, because people can build a city in the front lines. Let's take a look and see how these guys are doing. So we saw last game was Red Bull really putting on the hurt with Nubians kind of in the center. It took a lot of damage early on, but was able to recover and made a massive Nubian army to steal the game. In this game, Red Bull's been swapped out for Hugo. Hugo, the new player, I haven't, we've seen them play in some other tournaments and stuff, but I haven't seen I personally haven't seen Hugo play a ton, so I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. All right, so let's take a look at the runes bonuses. This is one of those things that will determine how quick each player is up to. Gorbakov is doing insanely well. 200 runes is insane. That's 8 runes. Looks like AS is a little bit behind in terms of the runes, and that's going to mean they're going to be a little slower. Sometimes, sometimes you just have a slightly slower start due to lack of runes. Let's take a look at how people are doing. Spiridon is about to put down his library, not quite yet, whereas Indian's player is about to finish the library and is gone for Commerce 1. So it looks like Gorbakov, all those ruins really helping him out, has done an excellent job manipulating his wealth slash his food so he doesn't get any wealth ruins. We've got Proles finishing the library, and Sermon, who needs to put down his library. Duzzles, who is putting down his library right now, and the Mayan player, who's about to finish Commerce 1. So it looks like overall, Invited are a little bit ahead at this point in terms of just raw speed and getting runes and the like. Looks like AS still have a few, fair bit of runes to kind of pick up. We look at their scouting. They're doing all right, scouting, and then Invited's also doing all right. So, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. Let's take a look. Whenever somebody puts down their first marker, here we go. Now I can see the rares. Let's take a look at Invited rares first. They've got silver, they've got copper and marble, bleh, whatever. They've got, in the corner, they've got diamonds, and then there's furs over here. Those are both very nice. And then there's horses right next to the Indians player. Gonna be super happy about that. And salt, which is also a reasonable rare. On the other side for AS have, let's see, they've got bison tucked away in that corner. There's tobacco over here. Obsidian, but that doesn't seem like the most safe. There's peacocks, which is not bad. Papyrus and silk, I assume they're going to all fight over, but Pappy is very strong, obviously. Sugar in the corner for AS, and then over here on the top, there's amber, citrus, wine, and spice. Nothing amazing. Again, I gotta say, I think I gotta give the edge to Invited. They have diamonds, they have silver, they have horses for their Indian player, they have furs. Compared to AS, who I think they've just got Sugar and Pappy. Those are really their two best rares. Honestly, nothing else is really speaking to me. So unfortunately for AS, they do have the worst rares. They do have worse rares in this game. Proles is off to a very quick start. He's going to sieve right in the center. He's doing very well for himself as a 10 wood, which is kind of partially contributing to the speed compared to Sherman, who doesn't even have Civic 1 researched yet. Close. So looks like Invited is off to an early lead due to all those ruins. Chinese player about to research Civic 1, but on the other hand, Gorbakov is placing his city, and not looking super hot for AS fans. They are slightly behind. Obviously, like with some good play, they should be no problem for them, but they are slightly behind. That Sugar, I believe, has just been missed. This is a very unfortunate miss for AS. That's like one of their true good rares. City being thrown down for Duzzles. City placement wise, I think this is reasonable. It's a little far to reinforce, but it's not bad. Thurman is about to finish Civic 1. What's going on over here? That was very loud. We see a citizen raid on a merchant. Gorbakov is wisely going to run away. Spiridon is going for a city over here. I honestly would like to see him civ a little closer to the left side. To the right side is a little restrictive, because that means Gorbakov can rotate, and for him, it's very far. There's a massive river here. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't have even minded civing to the side, but I guess it is how it is. And again, Invited with a reasonable lead. Here we see Sermon is actually civing over to the side. This is like a little bit risky, but I think he's fighting for this mountain. And speaking of which, on Amazon Rainforest, sometimes you're short on mountains. So let's take a look at how many mountains each player has. Proles just has the 1. He's a +5. We've got Hugo with +6 probably, and a +5 in the back. Gorbakov just has a +5 here, I think. That's the only one. And they have Invited has 2 more mountains kind of tucked away in the back. So eventually, in the late game, that'll be enough. Sermon has probably these 2. And then Duzzles has just this one for now.
And Spiridon has probably just those two, which is pretty good. So, and then they've got 2 more mountains in the back. So, looks like neither team will be super starved for metal unless, except for like in the early game, I guess. Yeah, we do see AS finally getting up their cities. Unfortunately for them, I mean, they still are definitely behind. It looks like for whatever reason, Sermon is a little on the slow side, floating lots of resources. And Relays is gone for a Colossus Rush, it looks like. Gonna throw it down and immediately finish it up, using that marble wisely. They also have relics? Where's their relics? Oh, they have relics too. Yeah, okay. Invited definitely have the better rares, like 100%. They have 4 very good rares compared to like 2, maybe. And they have Silk, I guess, which is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, AS is in a fair bit of trouble. We do see a barracks from the Americans player. A little bit surprised to see that. There is a barracks from Hugo as well. I honestly would have liked to see Sermon being the one throwing down the barracks and doing the defensive move, and Duzzles